Tim, Mr. Street Art Cities, we've met, we've spoken on many occasions, and I'm glad that you're sparing the time to talk to me now. Very much appreciated.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
And really exciting, I think, the street art guides with Apple Maps and Street Art Cities. A great collaboration, and I just think it just feels like street art, graffiti art being recognized in a really big way. I mean, what's your feeling on that?
I think it's more like, yeah, it's the next travel destination for a lot of people, and especially with the whole COVID situation, people are looking to do stuff outside, and then yeah, catching street art is one of the most popular things there is at the moment. So yeah, those guides are really cool to, yeah, for people who haven't really noticed street art yet. I think that's a bit odd for me, but okay, there will be people like that. So yeah, it's opening up for a bigger audience, more and more. So it's a good evolution, I guess.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like, if I'm booking a holiday, and obviously this is not something that's happening at the minute because of COVID times and everything, but I will often look for somewhere. I'll pick a destination, but it's like Google. Okay, let's have a look at Berlin. Where's the best street art? Or
Hmm.
this is part of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
experience. Um,
it's the same for me. It's basically street art is my main focus, and I try to. Well, when I'm in a city, I can go on all day. We've done it before in Manchester. I could go on for early in the morning until the sun goes down. But in the meantime, you got to eat, you got to drink, and
mhm.
it's good to, yeah, catch something else in street art too. So yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
same for me.
And I think I'm thinking like I've worked on the Manchester guide, and that will hopefully take people to some slightly different areas that they might otherwise,
Yeah,
these areas might not necessarily pop up in the top of a Google result,
yeah,
but if you go there, you're gonna catch some great street art, get some independent, food and drink
yep,
places, and hopefully kind of maybe see a more interesting side to the city, I hope.
yeah. Yeah. I think street art hunters know this for a while now. But if you go to a city, especially for street art, you always end up in places where a normal tourist wouldn't go.
Hmm.
And I think those are the most interesting
Yeah.
places. And I've been to places where local business is building something around the street art experience you have there. So
Mm.
I think street art can be a catalyst for local businesses too, if you show the right way. And I think these guys will definitely help.
Definitely, and I think it varies. I think in the UK it varies a lot. Where some cities and the local authorities and things like that are really they recognise this, and so then it becomes like a really integral part of the city and what it is. And I think probably places in Europe are really quite far ahead in that respect as well, and some places in the US as well. But what's it? You're in Belgium now. What's it like in kind of your immediate area, and what's the scene like there?
Um, well, we've got, yeah, Belgium is small, we only have 11 million people, and it takes me a 3 hour drive to cross the country. So that's nothing. But we got several cities. I live in Antwerp, the second largest city of Belgium. Yeah, we have a very decent graffiti scene since the late 90s. And obviously, the last couple of years, street art is popping up everywhere. But we got other cities like Ghent and Hasselt. And we even have Ostend, where the Crystal Ship is now running for the fifth year. And that's the definite street art festival. That there's nothing else to see when it comes to graffiti in Austin. So street art has, yeah, exploded there.
Mm.
So there are some cities who are starting to realize the real value of graffiti and street art. So, but it's not like in some other big cities in Europe. It's still a slow process. And when it comes to, yeah, when we're talking about street art cities, we developed this official partnership with several cities in Belgium already, and we're looking abroad now. We're looking for the Netherlands and France to see if there are cities interested in joining us. So yeah, it's becoming, I think a lot of cities are doing their homework now, because when traveling is back allowed and tourism is being relaunched, they're looking to, I don't know, they had time to think about how can we attract people back to our cities. And instead of being old-fashioned and going back to the same museums and the same things to do, they've learned or discovered street art. So I think street art is going to transcend the whole COVID situation in a big way. I don't think we've seen the last of it yet.
No, it feels like it's in a real big moment, I suppose. Although there's one thing that comes up in quite a lot of interviews and conversations I have with people as well, which is when you've got that advertising side of things coming in, and like some of the big walls get given over to, you know, something that is just selling a product, you know. So there's that side as well, I think.
Yeah, that's a trend that's coming up more and more. Did you see the situation in New Delhi? There's this organization called Start India. They have really developed a public arts program for years now. And I think a couple of weeks ago, was it Budweiser? I don't know what, a big brand somehow repainted all these cool murals. I think there was a mural of Okuda there with an advertisement. And okay, that's not cool, you know. I know a lot of graffiti and street artists have fought against this. I think they're creating this cool art or art to regain their streets, you know, regain it from advertising, the big billboards. And now these big brands see like, oh, okay, street art looks cool. Why not do something with it?
Yeah.
And that's okay, you know, but yeah, you can't take over all the blank walls there you have in the city. So I think that's a battle that will continue over the next few years, and we see where it ends up.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance, isn't it? And it's understandable, isn't it? Because basically, you know, the people who are paying for their companies, they look for trends, don't they? And trends equals, we can sell it to a certain demographic or people who like this kind of thing. And then, so I can get it. Yeah, but it doesn't. Some of it doesn't sit right with me personally, especially when it's like, you know, I think it was in, and this was probably going back about a year and a half maybe, but this was in like Brick Lane on Hanbury Street, which has always had this amazing big wall, which has had some fantastic, great murals on there. And then it was like painted over to sell Drake's new album. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. I think we need to be aware of don't let it overflood our streets, and minimize it if possible. And I suppose the other side, mind you, is artists need to eat as well. So if they're going to get paid to do a mural, then I can, you know, appreciate that as well. And I think it's up to the artist if they do it or not. If they feel okay with the brand and the mission they're on, why not? It's like you say, they have to put food on the table also. And if it can help to pay bills and keep on painting for free in the streets, sure. But I don't think a lot of artists will sell themselves out to these big brands. I hope so.
No, I hope not. Yeah, and you know, and I suppose I'm going to say one exception, which was during the pandemic. There was this, and it was essentially an advert for the National Portrait Gallery, but it was the portrait of this nurse in the, you know, the scrubs and the mask, and it was just an incredibly powerful image. And it was just at that moment when we were in quite a difficult time, it felt like kind of a focal point, even though it was an advert. So I will allow myself to be to a contradiction here, maybe, I don't know.
What didn't they paint the logo or something after the artist
afterwards? That was it. Yeah.
And that's I really don't agree with something like that, you know.
No.
Does this need a logo? But okay, they paid for it, so
Yeah, but yeah,
I
managed to
sometimes get questions of these brands to do a wall in Antwerp, and it's always difficult.
yeah.
Try to stay away from it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But in terms of like, so street art cities, I'm just how long, because it's grown so fast and so it's spread so wide really across the world. Was it like 92 countries on the app now? How long, when was it kind of born, if you like? And
I only realized this last week, but this is our 5th year.
Right.
I think I first launched the second city after Heerlen in the Netherlands in May 2016. Mm-hmm. So that's 5 years ago. So it's our 5th anniversary this year. And yeah, we're active in 800 cities in 90 countries. And it's amazing. The first years I was actually asking people on Instagram if they wanted to join, and I think about 95% said, okay, I'm going to join. And that's how we grew in a couple of years very explosively. But nowadays, I'm not searching on Instagram.
Yeah.
I just respond to all the mails I get, and we keep on growing, and daily uploads, and new people find us, media find us, cities find us, festival find us. So it's been quite an adventure already, and looking forward to the next couple of years.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic, and key to it, I mean, it's a brilliant idea anyway. I know there are other, you know, you can look for street art in other ways, but it's a killer app. You know, the app is great.
Yeah, people tell us, and then we're actually not always fully satisfied with it. So Thomas, he's our developer. He's the guy. He's a genius. He's a young guy, and he works in London for Nearest, and he just builds this stuff. And it's quite often that I have an idea, and I run it by him, and I don't know. He translates it into development time.
Yeah.
He said, okay, that's going to cost me about 2 hours. I'm like, okay. And then he just starts on it. And yeah, the whole idea is that we created an app for, I don't know. We first created this app for Antwerp, and then a year later we rebooted it as a Street Art Cities app. And the whole idea is we get feedback from the users. We're not developing something new. We just listen to what people tell us. And then if some kind of feature pops up in conversations, we try to put our time into that and develop a new feature for this. So it's what we get from the community, the users, the audience. We try to make it better and develop new stuff.
And I suppose the key to it is just a passion for street art, which sounds, in a way, it sounds obvious, but like, you know, you work, you have a family, you know, like you're sort of doing this like in your own time. And is that kind of the same for the rest of the, I'll call it a family, the Street Art Cities family, if you like.
Yeah. If you look at the core team, you got me. I run. I'm the community manager. I'm in contact with every single hunter all over the world. Not always that easy, but I also run the social media account, and I'm in contact with cities and stuff. I just respond to all the mails that come in. And then we got Thomas. He's a young developer, and he works in London also full time on something on his real time job, as I put it. And then we got Bart. He's a Dutch guy from Heerlen, and he's an entrepreneur. So he's always been in breakdance, in urban scene. He's done breakdance events. He's done graffiti jams and events, and he's like, he thinks more about how can we create some kind of business model around it, so we can keep on growing. Right. So we got 3 different guys, and me, I'm a pure street art hunter. So I go to cities for street art. I love it. I try to do projects in my own city. So I try to keep, because if you look at our platform, it's easy for people thinking, okay, we're selling stuff like like data and so on. But I try to keep the balance between, okay, how can we keep this platform affordable and the passion for street art, because that's the key. So it's been a fun mission so far. So.
And where do you, does it just sort of continue to grow organically, or do you have, I mean, obviously linking up with Apple Maps now is a significant thing. Is it just, we see where it grows naturally, or?
Well, we have this go with the flow mentality, but of course we have some kind of roadmap. So one of the next things we're going to work on, or we're already working on, is artist profiles. Because if you look at our platform, you see a map, you see locations, you see artist info. But our ultimate dream is we want to be the Wikipedia of graffiti and street art. So we need to work on our connections with street artists too, because it's them who put it all up. We just document, and with this artist profile, we want to give something back to a community of artists, and just some main information like websites, socials, and stuff like that will be there, and some more exciting stuff. So that's something we're working on, and and for the rest, I know we have some ideas, but if somebody has a good idea and contact me tomorrow, well, we'll have a look and see. So
the potential is just so great, it feels. And I think I can really see that and hope to sort of be a part of it as well when it comes to sort of whether it's artist profiles, whether it's going to street art festivals when they start again. I think the appetite's really there as well, especially because we've been locked down for so long all over the world as well.
I went to a graffiti jam last week, and it was like, whoa, it's been more than a year. And I was like, oh yes, this is what I miss.
Yes.
Good times, good vibes, a lot of artists, people I know. This was just great to be back outside and catch some art live. So
the smell of the spray paint when you come around the corner. The smell of the spray paint. I'm like, yes, here we go.
Yes.
We're there.
It's like the pizza you smell when you pass the pizza restaurant. It's just the same.
That's it. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It is. Yeah.
Good times.
True. Yeah. So hopefully more good times ahead. Thanks really for taking the time to talk to me just now, and very much look forward to what the future holds, really, and hopefully have you back in Manchester at when time and travel allows.
There's so many good stuff around you, man. So I'm eager to travel again. Hopefully sooner than later, because I'm going crazy sometimes. And Belgium is small. I can only travel in my own country, but okay, still cool things to see here. But
the wanderlust.
Other cities are calling. Yeah. Exactly.
Great. Well, Tim, thanks so much, and we'll catch up somewhere soon.
We'll talk soon. Yeah.